Greetings! I see I typed 2, probably talking about Dark Souls 2. Greetings and welcome back to me actually starting this correctly today. Alright, now we go online, and then we go online in the game. And now we're not going to have a bad time, hopefully. So, we are picking up right where we left off with Pain and Agony. What's that mean for us today? That means, well, I'm not especially keen on starting and stopping the stream partway through. That's a slightly unpleasant idea to me. So, I have an alternative idea. We don't. We don't do that. We take advantage of our stream time today, and we go do something else. Something that makes this a little more doable. But maybe more importantly, fulfills something I kind of wanted to do with this run anyways, which would be the ability to cast spells a little bit better, buffs, of course, specifically. And that comes from leveling up. So I'm gonna treat you guys to Soul Farming, Souls 2 edition. We actually already killed this guy last time, so we have to burn another ascetic now. Spell of Shield, welcome Lekra. Indeed. Shield on your face. Yes, you did not miss me completing Souls 2. While I eventually beat Fume Knight, which I think you might have been there for, I then got stuck on Sir Alon. Had a wonderful run where I got into one hit away from death, and then my shield button just stopped working. So I decided it was probably time to call it a night and come back today. So here we are. Yeah. Oh, no. Okay. Not the worst damage I've ever had against him. A little less than ideal, but not the worst. Physics. Oh yeah, I can swap this to Silver Serpent +2. Silly me. Ba-ba-dum. Hi. How's it going? What brings you my way? Oh, okay. What? Okay. What? Okay, what are these hitboxes? Like, I'll be between his legs, he's clearly swiping to his side, and I'll be hit by the attack. Always hate it. It's always that attack in particular, because I get that attack a lot, just because of my strategy to fight him. And I always hate its hitbox. It's such a wonky ass hitbox. Still find it funny, Babe 1, Babe 2 actually went looking through each of the Souls games for all the jankiest hitboxes. And this game actually had the least. This was the least jank game in terms of hitboxes in the entire Souls franchise, including Elden Ring, which, by the way, Elden Ring's actually the jankiest. If not very high up there. All of the games have some jank somewhere. They could find very little in this game that once you actually look at the hitboxes and what's happening. were actually jank. A lot of the worst of the jank, which is usually things like how the grapples function, usually comes down to more the overall programming of the grapple than the hitbox itself. Which is just, it'll be a somewhat large hitbox, and if it touches you, it teleports you into the animation, which doesn't look great. That is technically how it works in all the games. It's that's not even unique to this one. It's kind of funny. Yeah, take that. Hey, Narnik. Alright, 30 and 30. Hopefully these buffs are starting to be noteworthy. I'll probably try casting them again this run. Yeah, if you notice, it also informs me what my casting speed is. And casting speed is going up as I level my casting stats, which is another neat part of this game. I think dexterity still levels it better, but it's kind of nice that it's not the only thing that affects it. This game is the absolute king of build variety. There's so much you can do, it boggles the mind. That said, some things like the like hexes and the Artorias Greats, was it Majestic Greatsword, the Pilgrim Spawn Tomb, do require pretty heavy investments spread out across a bunch of different stats. It is still neat that it's an option though, and this is in many ways the game that has the most New Game Plus support. So not only is there more happening in New Game Plus, like you have new enemies and stuff, but yeah, new enemies, new encounters. But then you also have there we go. Then you also have builds that are probably a better idea in New Game Plus than they would have been your first time through. You can still try to do them your first time through, and you can do what I'm doing, just soul farm, but albeit this is a pretty late game soul farm, but you can soul farm in other spots too. This isn't even the only one. It's just the best one. There's a lot of ways to get to wherever your goals are. Ow. Okay. numbness was not, in fact, enough. I do also wonder what the damage of this shield would be, because we're starting to get casting stats really high, and this shield scales with all of them. Hell, it scales multiple times with all of them, because it's got, you know, the lightning damage, so okay, now you're scaling off faith. It's got, ow. It's got magic damage, so okay, you're scaling with intelligence. But then it's got dark damage, so okay, now you're scaling with both faith and intelligence. You're double dipping. Well, let's see what happens. That's almost the same damage, but way faster. Shields are all the rage. Shields will make you rage more like. Especially if you're trying to use them against a boss that's really not designed to be fought with them. Hi, Sir Alon. The other nice part about this game, I'm kind of demonstrating a use case for. Bonfire Ascetics mean you can just keep refighting a boss. That means you can, if there's a boss you want to get down for a challenge run, say you're trying to do hitless souls and, I don't know, Dukes Freya is giving you a lot of trouble with it, you can just keep Bonfire Ascetics. You don't have to do a bunch of crazy, oh, I make a save state and then I have to exit the game, I have to load my save state back in, whatever. You don't have to do all those stupid steps you have to do in every other Souls game. You can just Bonfire Ascetic and fight again. Hell, if you're trying to do a challenge run that's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fight things new game +7 across the game. Bare-fisted. I don't know. Yeah, you can just Bonfire Ascetic the bosses if you want. You don't have to necessarily play the game 8 times over. It's just things I really appreciate. I wish Bonfire Ascetics would come back. These bare hands. I need it more. Yeah, we're past the so something I want to point out about what's happening in my stats. As you can see, we're getting more magic bonus, more magic defense, more health. But then I hit here, fire doesn't go up. No, dark doesn't go up. We've already hit the soft cap. I put another point in both. Okay, now they've gone up. Soft cap, of course, not a hard cap. So just neat things. Technically, numbness is supposed to be cast at 42 intelligence, so I'll probably pump my intelligence and faith up to 42. And then I'm gonna put points in attunement for some for an extra slot. I think I wanna see if I can fit one more buff in there. Not sure what buff right now, but I think I want another. I think I want the wiggle room of another buff. Alright, now I'm pressing the correct button. Something else I can do is put on a different shield. I'm sure there's a shield that increased your soul gain, but not seeing it right now, and I'm not sure I care enough. Eh, meh. No, dude. $420. Yep. We could not beat the bosses yesterday, and honestly, I wanted to improve my spell casting anyways. So I'm kind of taking, since we're gonna be spending today playing anyways, I figure let me make use of the time and get souls. Numbness, it's just a big defensive buff. I'm exchanging the ability to see 2/3 of my screen for a massive reduction to how much damage I take from all sources. It means even though this guy's right now at like new game +4, I can still take like 2 hits as long as numbness is up. See? That's not a cataclysmic amount of damage. If I can't see, it can't hurt me. Yeah. Ow. What? Hitboxes, please. Make sense. Hitboxes, please. Make goddamn sense. Oh my lord. I cannot see past his fucking skirt. I cannot see past his fucking skirt. Yes. Spell the camera on the hitbox, yeah. Yeah. Until hope is fully withered. Yeah, that's another +8 damage on this weapon. Yeah, you can see where how the bonuses are adding on too. Not bad. Not bad at all. At this point, this thing has a technically a 216 more attack rating than Havel's Great Shield, but again, that is spread across 3 damage types, so anything with multiple resistances, I'm immediately benefiting way less. The fact that it's able to do 3 damage types and still match the damage of Havel's shield, though, that's a little bit nuts. I don't think Giant Lord has elemental resistances, really. I could be wrong. Some guns on one end of your shield. Oh, man. Yeah, not gonna lie, that trailer actually looked badass. Now tell me that I can make some decisions in how I build my character, and then maybe I'll enjoy that game. This game, see how I'm loving all the choices I can make when building my character? Crazy that. Choices in an RPG. Huh. Nah. They're not having it, mate. Crit materia, direct hit. Oh no. Actually. Yeah, numbness is starting to last like actually pretty good amount of time. So we're getting there. 425. Beautiful. Yeah, although it says this has a 600 some odd attack rating, note that it's still technically doing less damage per hit than Havel's. That's those defensives kicking in. That said, those few levels gave us +5 damage. That's not bad. And a little less damage for a much higher attack speed is also not bad. No. Okay. Problem is, no matter how fast my attack speed gets, it's still a shield, so its attack speed is still within the snail range. And as soon as I'm locked in an animation, I can do jack and shit. I sure love doing jack and shit. It's great. I click a button and I need to wait 5 seconds before I do anything else. Shield run is definitely not the most, one of the most painful types of run I've done. Anyways, Elden Ring is going to be great. What with the split-second reaction time you need every moment of every day on every encounter, all the time, always. This is trouble I'm having on the slowest paced Souls game. I can only imagine what's gonna happen when I get there, man. I'm a little scared. I'm scared, but I'm also a little excited because I know there's so much more you can do with shields in that game. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay. I don't know how many times I have to hit B. Someday I'll move. Thank you. Thank you for deciding I'm worthy of moving. Become so numb. It's a good question. I saw a thing talking about that the GM was officially fired, but I didn't read into it, so I don't know what happened to the players. Wouldn't be surprised. At the very least, I would think the main one was the significant other or whatever. There we go. Remember, when you are advertised to by a AI bro, just say, "No thanks, bro." I mean, the filter blocks actually a few of them. I'd say about half the people who try to advertise AI stuff, the filter catches. And then I ban them anyways. Because the filter just goes, possible ban evader. Oh, I see. Uh, and then the filter caught you, I see. There you go. I freed you from filter hell. You know, I hope comes back with the next FromSoft game is multiplayer Covenants. I feel like Elden Ring, it'd be a lot more interesting if there was more reasons multiplayer. I feel bad for the Giant Lord. Okay, what if I tell you that the Giant Lord is here because King Vendrick attacked his lands, raided them, slaughtered his people, stole their souls, and then sailed back over here. So the Giant Lord went, nah, fuck you. And he led his army over here to get revenge on Vendrick, and now I'm killing him in the midst of his assault. And then, actually, I don't kill him here. He gets captured and imprisoned and impaled and is still alive when we discover him as the last giant, who's normally the first boss of the game, and that's why he flies into a rage when he first sees us, and rips his own arm off to kill us. Does that make you feel better? Yeah, it already happened. We know it already happened because we killed him again as the last giant at the start of the game, where he died for real. no. Okay. Undying Soldier. Die, get Crushing Spell, back to life, slow HP. Pudge. Don't kill me if I die for real. That's just the second NPC. Yay. I have a character I've wanted to play, and I played him briefly in a one-shot, but it'd be kind of interesting to play him a little bit more. That's a healer-focused cleric. I'm thinking like if it's in 5e, it'd be Grave Domain. I'm thinking, and basically he's a fighter cleric who is a old military veteran. And he's kind of got this tough sergeant, like, just shake it off kind of mentality for a lot of minor wounds. But he also does really care a lot about his party, I'd imagine. And he's basically someone he's seen most of his friends die, if not in the war, then afterwards. And he's redevoted from his youth spent dedicated to warfare to now a more mature years that he's shifted his focus to God's life, death, the afterlife, and to caring to the people who are still left, as well as paying respects to the dead. I'm picturing a kind of rough around the edges, but still very much merciful healer type of guy. We're almost to my goal. I can also go ahead and use his soul. Alright, well that's my goal for intelligence. I still want faith to match it. And then we'll level attunement as well. I'll note he is officially as hard as he is going to get. He does not get any harder than he now is. Probably one of the higher effort soul farms out there in the Souls franchise, but well worth it in terms of the reward you're getting back. I know it's not as crazy easy as shooting a bird or sweeping a single spell out as in Elden Ring, or walking into the most notorious dungeon of Bloodborne. Actually, Bloodborne's the only Souls game that I hit max level on without any kind of cheats or anything. It was during my items and Bare Fist run, I was having a rough time of the Chalice dungeons, so I'm like, all right, let me just go for max level and actually be at the maximum possible strength. And it was still hard. It was still really, really hard. 434. All right. So, I mean, if we're not putting too many levels into Instant Faith, we're not going to see this damage get much higher, but yeah, it's a good spot. I mean, they're cool. They offer some unique challenges. They offer some unique rewards, too, because you can get different gem configuration versions of the weapons from across the game. So that's pretty useful. They're also neat in that you can get, or in that you can fight some special bosses. There's certain bosses that are unique to the dungeons, including and especially the final boss at the end of the deepest dungeon, Umaru Queen Yarnum herself. But I do know it is a long grind through a lot of somewhat repetitive dungeons. I don't blame you for your hesitation. He sure does, doesn't he? He's trying to learn tap dancing, I think. He's not very good at it. Oh, okay. Yeah, that can be a big turn-off for the game. My recommendation for those, there's two good spots for blood vials, and depends how far in you are. The first spot is right at the start of the game. You just kill the first few enemies of the game, and they have a really good drop rate on blood vials. You'll get the hang of them pretty quickly. They're not that bad. You just kind of let yourself get into a zen state, stop being. And I know the feeling. I know wanting, like, I want to progress. I want to get back to that boss I was hard on. You gotta try and slow down and go, okay, I'm just gonna focus on getting blood vials for a while. I'm gonna relax. And that'll get you some in a reasonable span of time. If you got to the DLC, then right before Ludwig the Accursed is an even better soul farm. There's a dude banging on a gate, and yeah, every time you kill him, he drops like 10 souls. Or 10 souls, 10 blood vials. So you can just farm him really fast. If you've killed Ludwig, even better, because his thingamajig is closer. Ooh, Kirk hammer was good. I like the Kirk hammer. I remember in Elden Ring, I got excited when I found the brick hammer because it's just the hammer version of Kirk hammer. I didn't use either one for the entire game, but I used both a bit in their respective games. Well, I mean, did Kirk hammer? It was pretty unique. Was it a hammer and it transformed into a sword, or was it just a sword and it transformed into a bigger sword? That's what Ludwig's is. You sheath it, and then the sheath itself is just a bigger sword. Kirk hammer is you sheath it and it sheaths into a hammer. Bigger sword, then yeah, that's Ludwig. That one's fun too. It's a little silly. My options are sword or bigger sword, but it's fun. I mean, bonus action, one extra attack can be useful. Under some circumstances, it'd be really useful. Like, if you're a rogue and you miss one attack, you can make your second attack, and now you've got an extra shot at getting your sneak attack off for the round. Of course, you only get one sneak attack, which kinda sucks, but... You know, yeah, intimidate stealth is a funny concept. Alright. I have a third slot. I have to again check, like there's no way. I wish. Okay. Don't suppose that's gonna be an exception for some strange reason. No? Not even if, like, I put on a more basic shield? Ow. Why? Why? Why restrict these things? Alright. Okay. If it cannot be observed, it does not exist. Certainly a common conception, but one with far too many exceptions in this world. Beautiful. I'm curious, what do the stats of this shield look like if I were to infuse it? Is this a particularly good shield infused? Havels, obviously. Hmm. 53. You lose 27 to one and 20 or 19 to the other. It's 36. So you lose 27 to two of them. Not a great plan. Really, only options? That's kind of weird. Yeah, Havels can actually be a 100% magic shield, and damn near 100% of a lot of other things. Gets really good scaling too if you do that. Neat, the stance of Havels doesn't actually go down. I wonder, what do I have? My highest bonus right now is Dark. I have a lot of infusion stones. Maybe I do look at what this looks like infused. Either that or this one. Oh wow, this can be turned to 100% anything I want shield except physical. That's funny. It's reversible. Let me look at what the damage is right now. So right now Havels is 380 plus 50. So, 430 total. And yeah, my attack rating reflects that, 430. If I were to make Havels, say, Dark, it'd be
become 239 plus 17 plus 292 plus 53. Yeah, it wouldn't be quite as high in either one, but it would be split between two. That would actually add up to 601. If I were to take this outside and bash some weak enemies in with it, I didn't see the numbers. Wow, those numbers are vanishing fast. Hi, Warden. Welcome to the party. Six. Okay, yeah, no, just pull 600 damage against things without much resistance. That's pretty funny. That's actually really crazy strong. Damn, maybe I don't need to turn my nose up at that. Singing. Give me a minute. Let me use the restroom first.
I was not prepared. 'Twas my fault, I was not prepared. 'Twas my fault, I could not stand it. 'Twas my fault, I could not immediately react to it. But now we're back. We're back, we're here. We're back, we're there. We're back. And I'm trying to do research, but the internet won't respond. There we are, we're moving on. There we are, we're heading on. There's the information we needed. There's the information we wanted. Frozen reindeers up first, what's your resistances? Frozen reindeer, we say it's weakness, dark, and fire. A little surprised by that, but it is a pleasure to think it could be as simple as that. Sir Alon, his weaknesses strike. His resistances thrust, fire, bleed, poison. You think they should make Major D&D get less spells and do more stuff? They master those certain spells. I think you're thinking of a sorcerer, not far off from a sorcerer. Well, we could certainly grab all the things that we're missing when we go to Mega Road right now. We just have to pass along to the Mega Road on, and the shop will surely have all of that. Onwards we go, got the money to purchase it, time to purchase all of it. Firebomb, but it connects to the next group like a chain lightning, cause that wouldn't be broken. That's just a higher level spell, just reflavor your chain lightning, invent a new one, or be a scribe mage. But he only has a couple of cool ideas in it, and I stuck with those cause there's just not much wiggle room. I'm sorry, it's my bad, that's why I homebrew the hell out of it. Just make do with what we got or move on to another system. Bom bom.
Cheers.
We want some lightning protection to go with our physical. To be with our physical. Not much physical, but it's got the lightning and spades. Think about that another time, you bet. Do you mean Drake's sword? Oh, I see what we were doing. Moving on, moving on. Gonna equip that though, I think. I feel so light and airy, so damn light and airy. Go anywhere it seems. Let me show you a little secret, little known secret of this place we're in right now. Can we cast that with this? No, we can't cast that with this. That's alright. Moving on, moving on. Slap that back on. Nah. You see, we can walk on lava if we prepare all properly. We can journey out onto here and loot the things out here. Of course, there's not enough to justify going through all of them. Not enough that supports my build, so I don't care that much. Ah, that seemed all done. Alright, well, we have bad or bad. No, let's journey to bad, I guess. Bad or worst, yeah. Yeah. If I'm honest, I'm heading towards worst. I have a few reasons in doing so. See, best anyone can tell. Emphasis on that because we're really not sure. The reindeer are a interesting spawn where there's a finite number of them, but they keep respawning until they're done. Sheralon's Knights, on the other hand, will just take me dying over and over to get through. There isn't an alternative method to that. Okay. I can appreciate killing in 3 hits. That's pretty good. It's actually one of the best performances I've seen of anything I've used against those. Huh. Shields. Terrible for some things. Maybe good for others? Imagine the buffs I cast are helping as well. Fun tidbit, if you can help it, don't roll in this water. If you roll in this water, you will get the wet buff, which it lowers your lightning resistance. And those are lightning reindeer. Not a great combo. That said, you absolutely want to turn that water on because it heals you. And I mean, you're going to use a lot of healing coming out here. Yes, the reindeer are part of a conspiracy to eliminate Santa. First they came for Rudolph, now they come for Santa. What hope do we have? Yeah, they're trying to stop us from rescuing Santa. Because they rebelled. I hear you. I would never make up my own story. I would only hear you out and understand you perfectly from the first time. Taking advantage of people that are different. Yeah, funny enough, that came up, we watched a movie called The Sheep Detective. I know you saw that one too, Narni. For those that don't know, it's a pretty great movie. It stars Hugh Jackman, and it's actually a kind of a murder mystery, but for all ages sort of thing, about sheep trying to solve the murder of their own herder. it's got a really great message in there where you have that sort of Rudolph thing going on of the one that's different, but there is no, oh, they had to make themselves useful to be accepted. Like, they actually have the message of realizing, hey, maybe people who are different aren't necessarily bad, and we can, like, learn to get along and set aside our prejudices. I was like, damn, this is the Rudolph message, but not horrible. This is actually the good version. For any Rudolph fans out there, don't worry, I enjoy the cartoons as well. I enjoy the song as well. Not to genuinely hate on Rudolph, it's just not a great lesson that it teaches. Or it's not great the way it tries to convey its lesson, because it comes across as a little, maybe a little bit different of a lesson they might have intended. That's probably the way of putting it. He used to go. Damn. Rudolph sitting on recliner with deer head on wall. They used to call him names. Fucking metal. Or let me just say, Rudolph. I can just imagine that shot. You see Rudolph reclining on his chair with the heads behind him, and you just pan over and you see Deathclock nodding in approval. Maybe we do put that one on. And then I blew my nose. Okay. Hi, Lud. Ow. Where's the string? Oh yeah, I sure love how he can attack fast enough to just catch me for hitting him even during an opening. Like I actually have to trade blows. Okay. Yeah. 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 Here's looking at you, Crucible Knights. I got so lucky there. That was his grapple. I'm only fine because he missed. Oh yeah, Godskin Duo. Both 1.0 and 2.0. Fucking. Alright, fight Godskin Duo, but back to back. Followed by, alright, fight Godskin Duo, but at the same time. And they resummon, so it's fucking Godskin like Trio or Quattro. Yeah, those were all so much fun. He has his own bright pug. Ah, nope, that's not. Okay, I failed my inventory navigation check. Inventory navigation would be what? Dexterity check, probably? Maybe wisdom? Cats need a bath. Well, there's not a lot of ways to bathe out here, to be fair. Like, we can say that, but how can they? Roll in the snow. I don't know if that's enough for a bath. Snow isn't quite as good as sand. What? Those attacks can never go behind you. What? Why could it this one time? Oh my lord, really? This dude's just like, I'm fucking invincible! No, you're not. Ugh. Yeah, but usually they can't even, like, curve that much. That's where my confusion's coming from. It's like, that was quite a curve. to see straight. No, I would make it so one cat, those only curves. The other only goes straight. Oh, jeez. Hell of an idea. Shield crossbow. Eh. Guard while firing. Damn, I didn't even realize that was an option. Is that an option? Is that more crossbow or shield? I guess it says crossbow on the classification, so probably not. It's funny though. That does sound kind of cool. Guard while shooting with a crossbow. I like that. Well, I unlocked it from the Executioner Chariot. I can buy it from that NPC using the Executioner Chariot's soul, so... yeah. It's a boss weapon. Yeah, it's not that hard to reach that boss either. That's one of the earlier bosses.
Come back again.
I feel like movies would offer a few possibilities of what could be going on here. Oh yeah, I forgot you can talk to this guy. This is the only crestfallen knight in any of their games you can actually comfort.
But now, I am grateful for what you have taught me. It is very little, but please, take this. You have died here. These are for you.
Oh yeah. Also,
May they help you.
your ring of steel protection is just for dying a lot. I don't remember how many
Do you
times.
see the way? There was once you may, but don't venture too. May you find
All of the starting NPCs give you good advice when you're first starting the game. Also, we have this. Scholar of the First Sin Edition on the PC is up to 741,762,057 deaths worldwide. or like something. He was like, IDK wish could kill him. I was like, well, you can kill NPC. It's not a great choice, but it's an option that technically exists. You will often regret it. Oh no. Oh no. The classic. Yep. Oh, don't fuck with Crestfallen if you're not ready. Beautiful. I had an interesting experience with that lesson in that was nice of you. I had an interesting time with that lesson in Elden Ring actually. Not due to difficulty, but because I killed what's his name? The prisoner guy that steals Raya's necklace. I killed him because I'm just like, okay, this is just some evil punk, whatever, fucking thug. I'm not having your bullshit. And then my second time through, I actually did his quest line, and I was like, oh damn, I actually missed out. This NPC is really cool. I actually like him. It's a funny mistake for me to have made because I just didn't want to pay the money to get her necklace back. But you know, I should have known better because I usually don't even kill Patches because he's useful if you leave him alive. I think the only game that's not the case for is Bloodborne. This town? Yep, that one's quest. They just keep getting back up. Yep. Yeah, it's way more interesting to have the, like, you killed an essential NPC. Would you like to persist in the doomed world that you've created? Like, that's a more interesting way of handling that. Yeah. I mean, Dead Rising even was really good for that, because Dead Rising was like, okay, you missed this crucial quest line. If you'd like, you can continue playing the game, but you can no longer continue the quest line because you failed it. And yeah, 9 times out of 10, I would just continue the quest, continue playing. There's plenty more to see. I think Dead Rising 2 took that choice away. I actually might play Dead Rising 2 if I can mod that out. If there's a mod to make it act like Dead Rising 1, where it doesn't matter. Nah. I think that's asking a bit much for most games, but it would be pretty cool. I'll definitely hand that to you. Sadly, the only game that you'll see really be able to pull that storyline off is D&D. Because your DM can adapt that way. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 seems like it's got a fair bit going on. I haven't played through it, but it's hard to want to play through it because I get on it and it's like, okay, what can I be? Oh look, all these 5e classes that don't interest me anymore. That's great. What about these 5e classes that I'm maybe a little interested in? What's that? None of them are in the game? Oh, okay. Well, can I at least be a spellcaster and do some cool stuff? Oh, a lot of the spells I wanted aren't in the game. Huh. It's got that going against it for me. I know that's probably not a problem a lot of people have, but that's a problem I have. The other issue is, Max and Grace on top of each other. You see in the city teleport in. Yeah, those shenanigans are cool that you can do. Not the ideal way of fighting him. Alright. Thank you. Thank you. Where was I? Oh yeah, the other issue for me was I played it when there was still a bug that made Lae'zel hit on you way sooner than she's supposed to. And that kind of put me off from the game because I was just like, really? I did one thing you liked and now you're asking to jump into bed with me? Like, what the fuck? What the hell is this? Alright, I got the full soul of Nadalia. Bride of Ash. Nadalia's no more. True soul of Nadalia required. Anyway, that just left me with that thing of like, also not being a fan of their overall philosophy there. I mean, kind of a minor gripe, but it's another minor frustration of quote of Lovecrafty thing. Get along. It's just Cthulhu. um, the way that Larian Studios designs romances in their game is they make all of their characters what's called player sexual. That is, they are attracted to your player no matter what. You can flirt with anyone all the time, always. Doesn't matter. And I don't know. I really prefer Owlcat's approach. That's another thing. I got spoiled on Wrath of the Righteous before I could experience Baldur's Gate 3. I think it was the other way around. I would have loved Baldur's Gate 3, but now I just look at Baldur's Gate 3 and go, Wrath of the Righteous was better. Because then Owlcat's approach is like every character has their own personality, their own likes, their own dislikes. They might be attracted to you, and that relationship will evolve differently depending on your gender, depending on your alignment, depending on your mythic path. Everything will be affected by everything else, and get these really diverse set of characters that are I don't know, for me, a lot more interesting when they're done that way.
Brave undead, you have proven yourself to me. Be one with the dark.
I just love FromSoft cinematography with cutscenes. Yeah, I beat Throne Watcher and Defender in order to get Kale's Helm, in order to complete some other guy's quests. Ow. It's still really funny to me how easy Nishandra is compared to like the rest of the game. The same moments before she kills me. There we go.
Many monarchs have come and gone. One drowned in poison, another succumbed to flame. Still another slumbers in the realm of earth. Not one of them stood here. As you do now. You, conqueror of adversities. It was your answer.
Not very nice. I mean, technically he's chucking spells at you, and spell parries do exist in this game. So... that's not entirely correct. Oh yeah? That's probably because they didn't 100% the game. If you do all the steps necessary to unlock this guy, he is a mandatory boss. But if you don't do those steps, he isn't. And he just doesn't appear. Quick use water spell. If only. He's not a very exciting boss, because this is it. It's just wait for opening, hit with opening, ow. Wait for next opening, repeat. Not only does he, so what that fire shield does, it massively reduces the damage he takes just by a ton, and it also deals damage over time to you if you're close to him. So you really don't want to attack him while it's up. That said, his attacks can be pretty powerful if they hit you dead on, so you also don't want to necessarily rush in just because there's an opening. I fortunately can buff myself up to have good defense against him, so not as much of a problem. That's just a non-boss. I mean, it's Aldia, scholar of the first sin. This is the guy that's been popping in throughout the game, giving me cryptic clues that
the quest to link the fire is pointless, but so is being a Dark Lord, and that perhaps I should try to find another way. This is his final test. Am I really prepared for the burden of choice? Honestly, it's not the best fight in design or narrative, but he's a really cool NPC. He's honestly probably my favorite NPC in this game. As I understand, he's a lot of people's favorite. Fun thing to note, he does not give souls. We did not actually kill him.
I lost everything and remain here patiently. The throne will certainly receive you. But the question remains. Would you truly
Sweet Shalquar, I'm sure.
dark or something else entirely?
Bernardi's favorite. Alright, now we can choose. Do we sit the throne? Choose light or dark? Doesn't really matter which we do. Or do we seek something else? And try to find a new path? Now one of my favorite narrations.
There is no path. Behold the sunlight, behold what you've done. What could possibly await us? And yet we seek it insatiably. Such is our fate.
And that's it. Can you beat Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin Shield only? Yes, it's a pain in the ass. 151 deaths. Hot damn! Casually going almost 100 deaths over the last game. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, but you guys tell me, are you cool with me continuing? Because it's only 9. I'm thinking we continue to Dark Souls 3. So let me know what you think. Also, tell me what Pokemon that is. I'll be right back, but tell me what Pokemon that is. I don't know what 151 is. I'm back. Oh, I see. 151 was how many there were. Okay, I'm still kind of curious what the last one was, but now I follow why you were saying that. That's great. See, like I was saying, Dork 3. I'm good with Dork 3. Does missing no count? That's a interesting question. Of course, as with any FromSoft credits, I cannot actually skip them. So we're gonna relax a while this plays out, and then we'll get into Souls 3. Oh, you can't? I actually didn't know that about Missing No. You catch it, it crashes. Damn. I still love the theory that Missing No is what happens when a Pokeball degrades. Yeah. Nobody's redeemed it. I'm gonna get up and stretch anyhow. Dedicate this one to just my own good health. Sanctum Shield for the win. Yeah, that one's a neat one. Definitely a very neat one. Good having you, Doofus Hunter. I will say, although it was more difficult, and although lacking a run attack was rough, I do appreciate greatly how expanded shields are in this game. Mentioned earlier, opponent gets Sleep Soon. Souls 3 is my favorite. Your best damage for a shield in the game. Hard to hit enemies with it sometimes, though. Yeah, I experienced that for sure. Trying to smack Giant Lord's shins, and he just adjusts position slightly. I'm stuck on his foot hitbox, swinging at the air in front of his shin. Like, yeah, sure, I love the size of this shield. But man, hitting for that much that quickly, wouldn't expect three different damage types to be so good, but it actually works out really well for that. I'm pretty well impressed. I'm impressed overall with the sheer shield variety in this game. Just how many options you have that are actually pretty viable. He played soccer. He knows how to use shin guards. That believes it. Be nice, you can min-max your damage with clutch rings too. True. I I didn't make much use of clutch rings this run, but that is another really good option to push it further. I could see some really nice potential out of that. It's one of those surprising things that you think to yourself, shields, they're not going to do much damage. And sure, it seems that way at first, but then you get the right shields, you build for it right, and you start seeing it doing just as well as any weapon, if only a little slower and at shorter of a range for its class. But enough to get around. And this game really embraced that fact, I think, a lot further than Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1 did. Yeah, no, at that point you're the more you do that, more you're glass cannoning it for sure. I did a hex only run, so I just made use of the Dark Clutch Ring on that run, and that already I was basically living off of numbness. Because if I did not have numbness on, oh boy. Yeah, I can only imagine with the Sanctum Shield slapping 3 clutch rings on. I'm just going, nah, I'd live. It does. Hex my Hex only run, the hard part was mostly the start, but once I had a lot of options to recharge my spells, um it took off pretty well. I was surprised. I think that run Dark Lurker was the biggest challenge, just because massive dark resistance. But we can take this level, because why not, and just look at where our final standing was with this run. Yeah, yeah, I'd say that was about that's a good summary of what my findings were with it. Let's see. Yeah, it took me only 5 hours longer than my Hex only run. You know, a few more levels. All right. Well, let's Narni, I know you're gonna rest soonish. Let's see if I can't show you at least the first boss. Doofish Hunter, it's certainly good to have you. You're welcome to stick around. For everyone's reference, what I'm gonna do is for the ease of my posting on YouTube, I'm gonna close the stream for a moment. Stay on my channel though. I'm gonna open the stream right back up. It's gonna take me a couple minutes to get Souls 3 set up, but then we'll dive into Shields only Souls 3, and we'll see how Shields evolved from there. So it's been an interesting journey so far, and let's see where it takes us. Bear with me for just a few minutes.